Peace to everybody. This is about September 11th. First responders advocate Luis Alvarez, hailed as a hero at funeral. And as you can see here, here's a video of everybody at the church. I'm not going to play the video because I don't want to get blocked. A former New York City police detective who fought to extend health benefits for first responders to the September 11, 2001 terror attacks up to the final days of his life was hailed as a hero at his funeral Wednesday. And so Luis Alvarez was hailed as a hero at his funeral. And he was a former New York City police detective as well, and he had to fight. He had to fight for health benefits for first responders for the September 11th, 2001 terror attacks, because that's when the Twin Towers came down. Luis Alvarez, 53, died Saturday after a 3-year battle with colorectal cancer, an illness he's attributed to the 3 months he spent digging through the rubble of the World Trade Center. So yeah, Alvarez was 53 years old. He died last week Saturday after a 3-year battle with colorectal cancer. And it's really sad that he had to go through this. And of course he spent his final days digging through the rubble of the World Trade Center. Police Commissioner James O'Neill said Wednesday that Alvarez was one of the many first responders who did not hesitate to serve following the terrorist attacks. So yeah, the commissioner, he said that he was one of many first responders who did not hesitate to go through the rubbles and everything. These heroes responded to calls for help. They did not hesitate. That's who they were and still are, Police Commissioner James O'Neill said during the service at the Conception Church in Queens. He and they viewed their efforts as an obligation that they promised long ago to the people we serve. So the heroes responded to calls for help when the Twin Towers came to an attack, and of course they fell, and of course there was a hotel behind the Twin Towers that nobody really knew about except for the first responders, and of course the people that were coming from out of town. They stayed at that hotel behind the Twin Towers. And here is Alvarez with his final days before he died. The Star-Spangled Banner played as hundreds of uniformed officers stood at attention outside the church and police helicopters soared overhead. Hundreds of NYPD officers saluted Alvarez's flag-draped casket as it was brought into the church before the service. So yeah, there was a Star-Spangled Banner that played as uniformed officers stood at attention outside of the church. And it was really sad to see him go, and Alvarez did not deserve to die at all. Following the service, pallbearers in police uniforms carried out the coffin. Officers watched in formation as the hearse slowly drove away, carrying Alvarez's body to a private burial service. And so there, pallbearers in police uniforms, of course, they carried the casket out to the hearse. And of course the hearse slowly drove away, carrying Alvarez's body to a private burial service. In June, Alvarez appeared before the House Judiciary Committee with former Daily Show host Jon Stewart to plead for a bill that would extend the September 11th Victim Compensation Fund which has been largely depleted. Stewart was among those at the service Wednesday. So Jon Stewart went with Alvarez to Congress to plead so that Alvarez could plead his case to give these first responders compensation fund. And of course, Congress is full of crap half the time because they don't really care it at all, especially they're the deep state of all this mess. And here, as you can see, Alvarez at the Congress. Again, I'm not going to play no videos in this because I don't want to get blocked. I did not want to be anywhere else but Ground Zero when I was there, Alvarez said at the hearing. Now the 911 illnesses have taken many of us, and we are all worried about our children, our spouses, and our families, and what happens if we are not there. So he did not want to be anywhere but at Ground Zero. Now that Alvarez's son is without a father, but of course I know his son will have many memories of him. And his wife, she's going to be mourning, mourning for days to come and weeks, months, years, because she lost her husband. O'Neill said more than 200 police who responded to 911 have died from serious illnesses in the years since the terrorist attacks. Researchers continue to study whether there is a link between cancer and toxins present during the cleanups. So there was a lot of researchers that continue to study all this, and they wonder if there is a link between cancer and toxins. So who knows what they will find. Tomorrow, that number could rise, he said. In the years ahead, it surely will. So he said that, so Alvarez is saying the numbers could rise. And he's right, the numbers will rise. And as you can see here, the hearse that is taking Alvarez is to a private burial for his final resting place. And of course, as you can see here, is all the NYPD police officers that are standing at attention. Luis could have spent his last days and weeks and hours with his family and loved ones. He chose to spend it making a difference, said John Field, founder of the Feel Good Foundation, which chose Alvarez to speak before Congress. We're here to mourn today, but tomorrow we're back to fighting again. He's going to be with us when we're back in D.C. We're going to wear him on our sleeve. So Luis should have spent his final hours with his family, but he didn't. He chose to go to fight the Congress to get these 9/11 funds things to help these first responders, and because nobody's done nothing about it. So he was the one that went to Congress and pleaded everything for what has happened. And of course, everybody who was there, of course, we are here to mourn today. And of course, again, they will be back fighting again. After Alvarez and Stewart's emotional testimony before Congress, the House Judiciary Committee voted in support of a measure that would extend funding through fiscal year 2090. The bill is awaiting a full House vote. Now you know how that's going to... Now as you may think it's going to for a full House vote. Come on, these people need to wake up at the Judiciary Committee. They need to wake up because these people need help now. And this is why Alvarez had chose to fight the Congress, to wake them up and say, look, first responders need help. So now they would have to do the funding through fiscal year of 2090. By then, there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be, who knows what. a lot of people can't wait that much longer at all. And of course, here's little Miss Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, who I am not very pleased with because I don't like her, the way how she's going to try to run things. And of course, she posted this on her Twitter account about all this. And as you can see here, here's the where the NYPD police department is putting the casket into the hearse, and it's really sad that he had to go, and it's not fair to anybody at all. Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, DNY, tweeted her condolences, noting some issues should be above partnership or delay. We must pass the bill as soon as Congress reconvenes. First of all, she can go have several seats. I don't care where she can go have several seats at Ocasio-Cortez, because she can't be trusted at all. But now she wants to have the bill passed as soon as Congress revenes, and of course, everybody's on summer vacation until September, as usual. Alvarez was born in Havana and raised in Queens. He served in the Marines before joining the NYPD in 1990 and spent time in the Narcotics Division and the Bomb Squad. His survivors included his parents, wife, 3 sons, and 3 siblings. And so Alvarez was born in Havana. He was raised in Queens. He's got a good-sized family. He's got parents, wife, 3 sons, and 3 siblings that he was survived by. Before he became an American hero, he was mine, said Alvarez's son David. Yeah, so Alvarez's son David said before he became an American hero, he was his. Alvarez's sister Adia Lugo said that on the night before her brother died, he told me he had been walking and walking and walking. When someone asked where he had been walking, Lugo said, my brother responded, I was walking to find first responders to make sure they get help. Yeah, so his sister said that he told her that he has been walking and walking and walking and walking. And of course, until someone came and told him or asked him, then he said, well, he was walking to find first responders to make sure they got help. And of course, it wasn't easy trying to find everybody that you need to look for, because some were buried under the rubble, some have died, some you just don't know where they are. And the same way with the hotel that was sitting behind the Twin Towers as well. The hotel got destroyed as well as when the towers came down. And it was really sad to see that go as well. Leave your comments below. I am out.